This story was told by a man who worked as a night taxi driver for more than 20 years. During that time, he had seen everything: drunk passengers, fights, police chases, attempted robberies. But one ride changed his life forever. Many years later, he shared the story on Reddit because, to this day, he still can't find a logical explanation for what happened. It happened in late autumn. It was around 2 o'clock in the morning. Heavy rain was pouring down. The roads were almost empty. He was about to end his shift when he noticed a young woman standing at a bus stop. She was wearing a light-colored coat. Her hair looked soaked from the rain. She simply stood there, staring straight ahead. The taxi driver pulled over. The young woman quietly opened the rear door and got into the car. In a soft voice, she gave him an address. Then she said nothing else. For the first few minutes, the car was completely silent. The taxi driver tried several times to start a conversation, but the young woman answered with only one or two words. Sometimes she simply stared out the window when the driver happened to look at her in the rearview mirror. He noticed something strange. She was completely dry, even though she had been standing in the pouring rain just a minute earlier. He convinced himself that he must have been mistaken. 20 minutes later, they pulled up to an old private house. The house looked abandoned. Not a single light was on in the yard. The young woman opened the car door. Before getting out, she quietly said, "Thank you for the ride. If you ever pass by here again, don't stop at night." After saying those words, she stepped out. The taxi driver looked down to turn off the meter. It took no more than 2 seconds. When he looked up again, she was gone. The yard was empty. The house was too far away for her to have reached it so quickly. There was nowhere she could have run. He got out of the car, looked around the street. Next morning, curiosity wouldn't leave him alone. He drove back to the same address. This time, an elderly man was working in the yard. The taxi driver explained that he had driven a young woman there the night before. The old man remained silent for a long moment. Then he asked, "Was she wearing a light-colored coat?" The taxi driver froze. "Yes." The old man let out a heavy sigh, then invited him inside the house. A large photograph of a young woman hung on the wall. It was her. The exact same face. The same coat. The taxi driver turned pale. He asked, "Where is she now?" The old man looked at the photograph and quietly replied, "That's my daughter. She died 8 years ago. She was hit by a car at the very bus stop where you picked her up." The taxi driver didn't believe him. He thought the old man was playing a cruel joke. But then the homeowner pulled out an old newspaper clipping. The date, the photograph, the young woman's name, even the location of the accident matched perfectly. Before the taxi driver left, the old man said, "You're not the first. Every now and then, people tell me they gave her a ride home. Always at night, always in the rain. And every single one tells exactly the same story." The taxi driver never worked another night shift. To this day, he still keeps the dash cam recording from that ride. In the footage, you can clearly see the rear door open by itself. But no one is sitting in the back seat. Sometimes he watches the recording over and over again, asking himself the same question. If the cameras never captured a passenger, then who was he talking to for the entire ride?